Hey everybody, welcome. Who's your Jedi here with another review for you. This time I'm talking episode 9 of season 3 of Legends of Tomorrow, Beebo the God of War. Honestly, I didn't really feel like this was a terribly strong episode. There are definitely some nice moments, but yeah. I guess my biggest problem with this episode is that it really kind of goes with my biggest problem with Legends this season, is that they're really just going way too far with the humor this episode. I mean, this season. I mean, it's gone from being funny most of the time to just being ridiculous a lot. I mean, the stuff with the puppet, oh my god. That was just, oh my god, I couldn't believe that one. Um, Now, like, at the beginning of the episode where they have, like, 1992 Martin Stein doing the thing with the toy bow and arrow and then using the music from Arrow, that was great. That was beautiful. I absolutely loved that. Um, and like when Damien Dark tries to snap Nate's neck and can't do it because he's in his steel form, and then Nate kind of laughs at him, and just the look on Dark's face is hilarious. But yeah, the whole thing with this with Beebo here, who's obviously kind of meant to be a little bit of a knock on Furbies and the mania surrounding him and Tickle Me Elmo and Cabbage Patch Dolls back in the 80s. That just really didn't work for me. Especially if you stop and think, like, well, why would Vikings understand English? I mean, that makes no sense at all. I mean, the Beebo would be speaking English and they would be speaking Old Norse. They wouldn't understand pretty much, it's pretty unlikely they would understand anything the thing was saying. But again, it's one of those things you're really not supposed to think about too much. Now, I did like that they pointed out that, hey, it's way too much of a coincidence for all of these things that we have personal connections to turning into anachronisms, which is, a perfectly reasonable observation, and I'm glad somebody pointed it out. So let's see. Oh yeah, nothing really particular to say about the subplot with Heatwave and Snart. That was just dumb as well. At its core, this episode is really meant to sort of offer us up some closure for Jax and the whole situation with Martin Stein, and to kind of move Jax off to the side for a while so they can probably free up some space for new characters on the team. A lot of people are kind of gunning for it to be Kid Flash. We have John Constantine popping up at the end of this episode. I mean, him appearing on the season had been announced a long time ago, but him turning up in this episode, that was a surprise, and it was beautifully done. I love that. And Matt Ryan is just such a perfect choice for Constantine. I mean, he's great. But yeah, other things in this episode that I thought were pretty good. I did like that they're doing more with Agent Sharp and her kind of coming to a more even terms with the Legends. That was nice. It is interesting to know that Rip was locked up for what happened here, but again, not terribly surprising, and also not surprising at all that he's completely unrepentant with what he did. We do get a little bit more insight into what's going on with Malice, or at least, what kind of being he is. Some sort of extra-dimensional creature that's locked up somewhere. Again, this isn't ringing any bells for me as a character from the comics. I mean, if I knew the Titans TV show wasn't coming, and obviously they're going to save Trigon for that, I would sort of suspect that maybe this was like an alias for Trigon or something like that, but clearly that's not going to happen. And yeah, I mean, I don't really have a huge amount to say about this episode. The closure and the way they wrap things up for Jax, that was really well done. I liked that. It was a nice way to sort of say goodbye to Martin, throw in some fun Back to the Future references, and just kind of remind us that, yes, he would be at peace with his fate. And, Jax coming to terms with that was a key element. I mean, that really did need to be done as quickly as possible, just because having him agonize over it would get old really, really quick. And yeah, guys, I mean, I really don't have anything more to add than that. I mean, it's just some nice character moments, but just too much of the over the top humor that I'm really starting to feel seriously turned off by. So guys, I'm going to call it here. As always, please comment, rate, and subscribe. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Who's Your Jedi, and please also join me on Tumblr at Jedi Reviewer. Until next time, take care and have a good one.